Hello everybody, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cooking Hayden's. I'm Car Boot Chris. This is our lunch hour live. I've literally just seconds before starting just finished scoffing down this naked Thai sweet chili noodle thing. Very nice it was too, but literally it's still going down my throat right now. I hope you're okay. I hope your sales have been all right, of course, and or your cross-listing, all your different platforms. I hope it's all going well. Feel free to chat about anything in the side chat. We've got an hour. We can talk about whatever you like. But I will be talking a little bit about Poshmark. And is it going to be the next big thing? We'll get there in a bit. Sorry, excuse me. It's going down. I've had to scoff that down. If you're new here, I'm a full-time reseller. So I pick things up at boot sales, charity shops. Well, not that often charity shops. Online, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, anywhere like that. And I try and flip it for a profit. eBay being the main platform that I use, but I do use other platforms as well. That's what I do. So if you are new, feel free to say hello in the chat. I'll give you a shout out, just like Kevin Hawthorne's getting a shout out here for being the first one in. Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Lovely, Kevin. Welcome, as always. Richard Henry. We've not seen you for a bit, Richard. Long time. Packing while watching. Well, you're welcome. Phil Higginson's in. We've got Damien as well. Damo. Secret Carper's here. Good afternoon to you. Tap Peddler Derek. Endless Treasure here. Dave ABL Reselling. What's occurring? Drink and Dive, the Dumpster Divers. Thank you guys, appreciate you popping along. Shabba, Fluffy the Muffin, Limelight Vinty, Married to Reselling. I don't know what that means, by the way. I feel like I'm buzzing with these tunes. Is it what tunes? What, the intro tunes? I don't know. AMPR. Chris Tyler, hi Chris. Been out in the sun. Oh, just a bit in the last few weeks, mate. Yeah, it's like a permanent holiday since Turkey. Perfectly timed, just waiting for our fish and chip lunch. Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. Fish and chips for lunch. Chris, can you tell Martin to calm down? Who's Martin? And why does he need to calm down? Have I missed something? Who's Martin? Calm down. Tea Cakes, we have a panda as a presenter today. Yeah, Panda Eyes. Mr. Frozen Mexican, what a name. Mr. Frozen Mexican, you need to explain that, please. Explain yourself, Mexican. Hey, Chris, did you manage to shift those denim jackets you got from wholesales a while back? I think I've got about 10 left out of, how many did I get? 50? 40, 50, I can't remember now. It's been a while. I think I've got 10 left. Pretty much on Etsy, I think, is where I've got them at the minute. Monkey Thrifter, Peter, welcome. Chris says, summer's gone up north, cloudy and damp. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, I'll be back up north soon, so I'm making the most of it. Oh, the countdown tune. Nice one. You must have heard it before, though. Hi, Fletch. Afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Richard Payne. Chris says son has to come back weekend, apparently. Oh, fingers crossed for you all. You get some nice sunshine for the boot sales. That's what you need, isn't it? A good sunny boot sale, and you can get all the best stuff when it's sunny. I don't know why. Maybe because everyone's coming out, but when it's sunny, it just feels better, doesn't it? Jack of all trades has popped in as well. Don't forget, if you are watching and you never comment, if you're a lurker, or if you're new to the channel, you've only just found us today or last week or whatever, please put a comment in the chat, say hello. I'm especially waiting to hear what the frozen Mexican, why they are called the frozen Mexican. Are they even in Mexico? Probably not. Hi, Chris. A big thank you from Ollie. His card arrived today. No problem. It's just a little thing. It's a little thing. Glad he likes it. Hi, Mike and Francis. Welcome. eBuy Gum. There's the daily live plug for eBuy Gum. So what are we talking about? Well, the main topic of conversation, I was going to just talk about Poshmark because, you know, it started off big, and I'm just wondering if the novelty's worn off already, or how are you doing with your Poshmarks? If you're on Poshmark, let me know in the comments. How's the sales going now that that initial rush of people spending free money has gone? How is it doing now? And how are you feeling about the platform? Is it working? How do you feel it's going to go for the future? Whatever you want to talk about, you know, that's just an idea. AC Global's in. Welcome. Oh, here we go. My name stemmed from when I was a kid. I thought it would be funny because I always thought it would be hot in Mexico, so just decided to do a play on it and say I was already frozen. Oh, man. So basically it was like an obvious answer then to your username, the Frozen Mexican. Always good to know. Thank you. Anything else about Poshmark? Do you think it will be one of the front runners in the reselling community for, you know, buying and selling on, basically? Is it going to be good in the future, do you think, over time? You have to give each platform a bit of time to get established. I mean, admittedly, we've given eBuy Gum many, many years now. I don't think they're going to make it. But Poshmark are fairly new in the UK, so you've got to give them a bit of time. Me personally, I think they'll be up there with some of the others, you know, Depop, Etsy, Vinted, you know, they'll be up in and around, but it'll take them time to get there. I've got about 20 items listed on Poshmark, and I've not sold anything yet. I've not had a sniff. I've not had a dicky bird. All I've had is people sharing my store and sharing my items because it helps your own progress as a Poshmark seller to share other people's stuff. You know, you get tick boxes and stuff for doing it. So other than that, I've not had a sniff. Nothing. No sales. But I have only got about 20 items on there. Yeah. There's my view. But feel free to drop your comments in about Poshmark. Karen's in. Hi, Karen. Karen Vise. Hope I didn't butcher that last name. Scouse Dan is here. Hey, Chris, the man, the myth, the legend. Whoa, that's a big build-up. Shabba, I still have a fiver to use on Poshmark. I don't like the format. It feels like Depop to me, and I don't like that platform either. I think it's kind of a cross. You know, it's a little bit of Depop and a little bit of maybe Vinted. It's got that feel to it. It's focused. It feels to be very focused on socials. So sharing is caring. Sharing, you know, sharing on your Instagram, sharing on your Facebook. Basically, Poshmark want you to do their job for them and share the hell out of everything and spam people's timelines and all this stuff. They just want you to do all their marketing job for them, I think. I hear Zip Sale is down. Yeah, I had an email today saying they're having some trouble on Zip Sale today. I'm sure it'll be back up running, no problem. Itchy nose. Monkey 50 Peter says my JFJ machine is broken, so I had to buy a new part from the USA. It says it's being delivered today, but it doesn't say where. Ask neighbours, they don't have it. Oh dear. Have you tried? I assume you tried all the obvious, Peter. Have you tried your bins, under your car, over your fence? Yeah, everywhere. See if you've got some, proof of delivery or something like that. Hi, Kathy. I was sorry to hear about Doggy. Very, very sad. So yeah, commiserations and condolences and all that. It is sad. Hope you guys are doing okay. Not looking forward to the day that Cookie leaves us. Shabba says Vinted is the 2023 version of 1995 eBay. I don't know. I think it's completely different, Shabba. It's a different ball game, Vinted. Who else we got in? Have I said hello to Richard? Can't remember. Oh, here we go. A newbie or new to the chat. Classic Style 68. I noticed you didn't choose 69. It's probably wise. New to the live chat. I started Poshmark at the end of May, and I've had 6 sales. It's a bit slow, but hopefully we'll pick up. My main selling platform is Vinted. Oh, okay, interesting. Thank you, Classic. Yeah, I mean, your 6 sales, it could have had something to do with all the free money going about on Poshmark. And once that runs out, which appears to be around now, everyone's spent their money. It'd be interesting to see how they're going to try and grow their platform organically by bringing good sellers in to sell good stuff, which in turn will, bring in some buyers to buy such stuff. And that obviously is the way to go. Buying and selling. That's what we do. Richard said you should try the live auctions, Chris. Luxury Pickers sale was awesome last night. 45-second auctions. Yeah, sounds a bit like Whatnot, that. Yeah, I've heard that they do that. But yeah, sounds a little bit like Whatnot. Very quick fire live auctions. Can you watch it back, Richard? Can you go to? Can I find the Luxury Pickers profile on Poshmark and rewatch that to see how it goes? Tea Cakes is always skeptical about cross listing. It's all waste of time. List on the bay, it will sell unless you have plenty of time. Well, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, Tea Cakes, but all I can say to you is this. I've had stuff listed on eBay and another platform, and the other platform is outdoing eBay, and they're both listed at the same time. And it takes me literally no time to list it. Literally 30 seconds to list. So everyone's different. It depends a hell of a lot on what you sell. If you're not clothing, it's harder. If you are clothing, you should probably really consider at least one other platform. But if you are bric-a-brac or electronics or stuff like that, if you are not clothing, then it is a little bit more tricky to cross list. But yeah, I'm taking stuff off eBay that's selling on other platforms that has literally taken me no time to list. Let's see what else we got. No problem. It's just not nice, is it? Those days. I know when my childhood dog left us. It's not nice. Yeah, tried all the obvious. Well, you're just going to have to get into contact. It's annoying, isn't it, though, Peter, I guess, because you probably waited quite a while for that part coming from the US. And potentially you got to start the process again, haven't you? Hi, RJ's World. Good afternoon. Cherry Potato. Very quiet this morning. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? It would be. Take a while, that, to get used to. Haggis Lover says, I think Posh will eventually get there. I just doubt it'll be in the same league as Etsy and eBay. Yeah, I don't think it'll be the same league as eBay. You know, eBay's got 20 plus 25 odd years behind it. And yeah, it'll probably never get to eBay level. But if it can get to, if it can compete with some of the others as an alternative, it might be worth thinking about. Let's see, who else have we got? Yeah, I'm with you on that, Karen. I find all the sharing on Poshmark a bit exhausting. Yeah, I mean, I was part of the like beta testing phase, and I only listed one item when I was doing that, because it basically, they wanted you to hit all these. You got benefits in the beta phase if you could hit a load of targets, and you know, you had to like share like 4,000 posts. You had to like loads of closets or whatever you call it, wardrobes. You know, it was very heavily focused on sharing the platform and buying each other's stuff, and there was so many things you had to hit, and I couldn't be arsed with it, really. I could not be arsed. Yeah, it was a bit, just reading it was exhausting. But yeah, they still obviously want you to hit some of those targets because it benefits them as a platform to get out there, and free advertising for them, isn't it? I'm guessing these live auctions only really work well if you have a following already on social media, or if you have a following on the platform that you are auctioning on. So if Poshmark are doing these live quickfire auctions, if the luxury pickers have managed to build up a good following on Poshmark, then that would be great for them, wouldn't it? But yeah, you've got to build. I think you've got to build something before you do something like that. Otherwise, you risk things either not selling, wasting your time, or selling very, very cheaply because your audience is small. It's a bit like Whatnot. It's a bit like that. I mean, a lot of people on Whatnot have come from YouTube, Instagram, and stuff, and just a small percentage have found my Whatnot channel through Whatnot itself. So what I need to do going forward into the future is to try and build more people on Whatnot itself who know my my page and my channel on Whatnot, so that balance swings a little bit, because I'm not always going to be reliant upon viewers of YouTube and Instagram followers and Facebook followers and stuff. You know, at some point people drop off, and you know what I mean? You've got to build the following on the platform, I think, as well as complementary, having people come in from your normal socials, which is great. I'm not sure if you can watch it back, but Chaddy, Pete, and Lola have one coming up. I'll Instagram the. Oh, okay. Cheers, Richard. I'll be interested to watch a little bit of that to see how it goes. Yeah, tea cakes is not clothing, so it almost makes no sense, other than, you know, maybe Etsy, you know, depending on what kind of stuff tea cake sells. But yeah, if you're not clothing, the percentages go down a lot for cross listing. Poshmark will be opening the platform up to sell other than clothing. Not sure when. I'm sure they will. Yeah, I'm sure they will. And then it'll get a bit more interesting, won't it? Hi, Tam and Bell. Let's get down the chat a little bit. I need a drink now. I'm absolutely gasping. I'm even going to drink this cold tea at the bottom. Ugh. Do you ever do that? It's a historical thing. Like I always leave. I don't know if you can. I watch me tip it on my laptop here now. You can't see, but I always leave a bit of tea in the bottom, and that goes from years ago. Like I never ever empty my tea mug. It goes from years ago when we used to have a tea strainer. You'd put a tea strainer over the top. You'd pour your tea out of the teapot, and it would catch all the leaves, but a few little bits would always get through. So therefore, you'd never drink the bottom of your tea. You'd always leave it there. I still do it now, even though it's not really relevant anymore now that we have these tea bags. Richard went to a Birmingham Poshmark event, free food, free bar. To be honest, if they do what they say, it will be awesome, but it's the second highest site to eBay in the US. Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't realise it was second to eBay in the US. So if they've got ambitions to go second to eBay in the UK, which I'm sure they have, you know, that could be one to look out for, couldn't it? Good, nice comment, Richard. Thanks for letting us know. Richard Payne says, I'm happy to do eBay and a little bit of Etsy, all of this sharing and hashtags. Yeah, it's a bit of a faff. I'm a bit like you, Richard, and some of the others in the chat, in that I'm not going to be sharing stuff and hashtagging and putting it all over Instagram and sharing it all over Poshmark. I can't be asked with it, and I can't be asked with Depop forcing you to sit there bumping stuff all day long, or you know, people having their mum bumping their stuff for them while they're watching telly. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not being a I'm just not going there. I've got better things to do. I would rather, that's when Tea Cakes is right. I would rather spend that time, that waste of time bumping things, sharing. I'll spend that time on eBay. Definitely. Exactly. Yeah. AI can do all the sharing for you. Be done. You do 4,000 shares in one go, and there you go. You've hit your target. Damien says, I'm still trying to put every effort into eBay. It seems to be paying off. Spent too long doing less than the maximum effort too often. Well, as long as you can admit that to yourself, Damien, then you can, you know, you're on the first step to getting it right again. We can all be lazy though, can't we? You know, I'm guilty of it. We can all be a bit lazy and, you know, oh, I've done my 10 listings today. Let's just put my feet up. You know, I do that quite a lot, to be fair. But yeah, we can all go down that route. It's one of the things about being a reseller, working from home, or you know, working for yourself. You've got to be so highly motivated to get the work done, because when you get the work done, you reap the rewards from it. But it's the motivation that is hard. I think I underestimated that when I left my job and went full-time reselling. I kind of underestimated how hard that motivation side is. It's very easy to slip into bad habits and just not do the work that you need to do. There you go. Damien always leaves the last bit. I don't know about coffee though. I'm not a coffee drinker. I've never been a coffee drinker in my life, so I don't know how it relates to coffee, but certainly tea. I never ever empty the mug. Cherry's the same. Monkey Thrift is the same. Same reason. Yeah. Everyone's the same. Retro Jamie did a good video on Poshmark. Okay. Interesting. Tea Cakes. Our last leaves the last biscuit. Sweet. Basically of everything. Oh, right. So leaves the last of everything. Secret Carper is booking the trend here. I drink it all. I don't waste it. Fair enough. I think nowadays you can probably drink it all. I mean, if I look at that, there's some tiny specks of tea dust that gets through the bag or whatever, but you could probably get away with drinking that, no problem. But it's just a habit I never get out of. Why would you waste biscuits? AC Global says Poshmark active users 80 million in 4 countries. Depop active users 30 million in 150 countries. eBay active buyers 142 million in 190 countries. So they have potential with the amount of eyes on their app. And yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's interesting. I've never ever been on Poshmark. Can you still see sold prices like on eBay? I'm not sure about that actually, Limelight. I've not actually looked. I don't know. What's your biscuit dunk of choice? Mine would be. I would have to go with like a cookie, chocolate chip cookie. But I do like a good ginger nut because they taste so good when they're hot and wet. I'm not saying anything more than that. Dark chocolate digestives. To be honest, I'm not sure if you benefit from sharing on Poshmark. It doesn't seem to increase sales, only promotes your items and other users. Possibly, yeah. I mean, you did benefit when it was in beta phase by sharing because they were giving you like free money or something. I can't remember if they were giving you credit on your account or something. So there was a benefit early on. I don't know if there is now, and I wouldn't do it anyway. Some coffee leaves a bit at the bottom, and that's sort of the same, I guess. Depends on the brand. All right, okay. What? I don't dunk. Oh my God. Tam and Bell. You've let us down. Can't believe that. Oh, those figures were from Jamie's video. Oh, okay. Ian G's here. Welcome. It never leaves the last Rolo. Monkey 50 JFJ update. It was sent via UPS, but Royal Mail tried to deliver, but I was at the office, so they're going to try tomorrow. Oh, okay. Oh, well. All is not lost then, Peter. Hopefully it'll arrive tomorrow for you. Custard creams. I see. I wouldn't do custard cream. I mean, I have done. I have, but it wouldn't be my go-to. McVitie's Hobnobs coconut. You see, I'm not keen on coconut, Richard, really. So yeah, Hobnobs, yes, they are good. But coconut version of Hobnobs, not into that. Question: why is there always a single long hair in every single board game without fail? Always hair. You're probably right there, Damien. Yeah, that's why it's always good to check because, well, you got to check anyway because you got to check all your parts, but you don't want to send anything that's got hair in it. I mean, there's nothing worse, is there really, than getting something and it's got someone's hair in it. It's the same with clothing. You got to be careful when you deal with clothing. Always, like, even if something looks immaculate and even it's secondhand, but it looks really good condition, right? Before you list it and send it and pack it away or whatever, turn it inside out and make sure that there's no hair stuck on the inside because that happens a lot and it's pretty minging to send something in that condition. Even if it looks nice, sometimes, like if a girl's been wearing it, hair goes underneath, gets stuck in the fibers, and you end up with hair, and it's not a good look, is it? I think other people sharing your items pushes your items into more prominent positions, basically promoted listings without paying. Yeah, you're probably right, Derek, there. Ian said, I always used to leave a drop of tea as my gran lived in a hard water area. Limescale used to get out of the kettle and into the mug. Oh, okay, that's another reason then. I like my biscuits hard and crunchy like they're supposed to be. Fair enough. Oh, lovely. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for that. I get cat hair all over my tape gun packages. Look like, oh, Phil, that's nasty. You need to stop that practice straight away. Sort it out. Keep your cat away. I think I'd rather pay than have to share all day. I think I'm with you on that as well. You know, I'll just give you a few extra percent just if I don't have to share. Can't be asked with it, to be honest. It's the same with Depop. I'd probably give Depop a little bit more time if we didn't have to do all the bumping. It's like, why don't Depop say, we'll bump your items for you. If you want it bumped once a day, it's like a certain, like a percent, 1%. If you want your items bumped twice a day, it's 2%. And if you want your items bumped 3 times a day, it's 3%. You get the drift here now, don't you? Do that, because I'd rather pay you a bit more. I'm with you on this one. I'd rather pay you than have to do all that legwork. Auto bumping. There you go, Depop. Depop could do auto bumping for a small percentage fee, and they'd probably make a fortune out of it. And all they'd have to do is program the Depop AI to do it for them, and it would cost them next to nothing other than to develop a little thing to do it, and they'd make a fortune. Babe, can you could you please, if you wouldn't mind, get me a drink? Just do as a quick drink before you go. Just a cold drink. I'm spitting feathers here. It's that Chinesey thing. It's dried my mouth out. What else have we got here? Richard. Yeah, do you do the sniff test? So we're all slowly coming to the realization we can't be asked with it all. Yeah. Well, I think that generally we just don't want to be slaves to a process that seems ridiculous. You know, let's not be a slave to it. I'd rather pay. I'm with Married to Reselling on this, definitely. Yeah, Poshmark is 20%. It's quite high, isn't it? But at the end of the day, eBay is probably 20% as well, isn't it? By the time you finish with your promoted listings, so it ends up being about 20%. We've got 70 people in this lunchtime. Welcome, everybody. If you're new here, don't forget to say hello in the chat. I'll give you a shout out. If you've got a question about reselling, put it in the chat. If I don't know the answer, we'll refer to our panel of 67 people who I'm sure will be able to answer. There you go. 20% is my average for eBay wants to. Yeah, exactly. It ends up coming out about 20%. Depends as well. Some of you don't do promoted listings, so it'll be a bit less. Richard says, I sniff shoes, not trunks. But make sure you turn them inside out. Oh, thanks, babe. Cheers. What time are you off? No. All right. Group beer. I needed that. Whew. I'm not a rep for Poshmark. No, well, we're talking about Poshmark and we're talking about cross-listing and stuff. So why not? You know, put your information in there. We're all learning. When a new platform comes out like this, it's just good to understand how it operates, where we think it's going to go. You know, what's it going to cost us? Oh God, I needed that drink. Lynn, welcome. What else do we want to talk about? Because I'm at the bottom of the chat and we've kind of finished talking about Poshmark, unless you want something else to say about it. What else what question can I throw out there to throw up some controversy or some chat? Feel free to throw something in. Save me the bother of thinking of something. Oh. Bell's off to work any second now. Hi, Darren. Welcome. Darren Hubbard. Are you new to the channel, Darren? Don't recognise the name. Might be wrong, but you know what I'm like. If you are new, welcome. Feel free to put something in the chat you want to talk about. I'm just going to sit here until someone comes up with something. There we go. I knew someone would. Would people embrace eBay introducing postage like Vinted do? What you mean, the buyers?
Right, see you later.
Give us a kiss then. Oh, unbelievable. See you. Don't you want to say hello to everyone?
Hi. Bye.
Oh dear, she's in a rush.
I am. Didn't realise what time it was.
You got loads of time. Yeah, you mean like buyers sort of paying the postage and us not having anything to do with the postage? Well, why not? Yeah, I'd be up for it. Must sell some stuff. I'm going to be the odd one out. I like Poshmark. I don't think you're the odd one out. If you've been here for the last 37 minutes, quite a lot of people talking about Poshmark. I think we're all hopeful that it'll do all right. Why not? Another platform for us to have a look at. And if it ends up being the second biggest platform to eBay like it is in the US, you know, why not? If it helps us, potentially we can list on a couple of platforms, especially if you do clothes. Oh, here we go. Darren says, no, normally watch on phone, so don't comment on PC. Oh, okay, Darren. Well, thanks for joining us anyway and for commenting. Richard, eBay made enough postage money for years. Why do they take a cut? I don't know. Things evolve, don't they? Yeah, where buyers pay, you just print a label off. Yeah. It could go that way. Who knows? That could be a way for eBay to actually make some more money. You know what? They're always looking for an angle, aren't they? They're always looking for like something else that they can, you know, skim a little bit on. I'd love to see a breakdown of eBay's like income streams. You know, on eBay, like store fees, listing fees, upgrade listings, promoted listings, promoted standard, promoted advanced, and whatever else they charge. I'd love to see a breakdown of how many things advertising on the site. There's so much. I wonder how many streams they've got coming in, itemized, like how much money they earn from. There'll be things that we wouldn't have even thought about that they're making money from. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying it'd be. I'd love to see every little stream that they make. Tap Peddler would rather do his own postage. Oh, Chris says, what's your early thoughts on the hammer down, Chris? Has it reached more than you thought already? Well, it's always going to depend, isn't it, Chris? It's going to depend on what I'm auctioning that week. But I like the idea of it. I think it's interesting. But this particular item that I've listed this week seems to be doing pretty well so far. With a few days left, I think it's on £31 with about 14 bids. And some of those, I had a look at the bidders. Some I recognise names early on, but then the more recent bidders, I'm not sure if they're just bidders from eBay who don't know about YouTube and stuff. But I'm happy with it at the moment, Chris. I'm happy with the price. I think the plate's probably worth 40 or 50 pound as it is if I was to do a buy it now. So it's heading that way, but it creates a bit of something interesting for the show, doesn't it? And thanks for your suggestion. Classic says, what are people's background colours when taking clothes pictures? I think the grey I use may be too dark. I always try and get as close to white as possible. Classic. This is my background here. You can't see it right now because I've not got my lights on. It messes up the colours on the camera. But my walls in here, I think they're either white or just a tint of grey. But it looks pretty much white on my photos. I'd always go white, really, to be honest. Linlin says, Rossi got bit by Jack Russell yesterday. 7 stitches. Owner said she'd pay vet fees. Her number's unobtainable, £440. Oh, no, Linlin. Sorry to hear that. Poor little Rossi. Got bit with 7 stitches. Oh, that's horrible, isn't it? Bloody hell. At least they're okay. Have you got some insurance that you can fall back on that? Is it worth it? I know we have insurance for Cookie. It kind of depends on what your excesses are and stuff, isn't it? I think Poshmark isn't being advertised in the UK. It seems to be resellers selling to other resellers. No one else has heard of it. Yeah, I mean, if you think how much advertising Vinted do on TV, UK TV, their advertising bill on Vinted must be massive. They put ads in some really prominent, like Saturday night TV adverts for Vinted. But I've not seen any for Poshmark, which is interesting. I'm sure it'll come. Chris, did you ever get anywhere? We're trying to get someone from eBay on your Monday Live. I did ask. I would say I asked my contact, who I speak to at eBay, and it's not a no, but I think there's other priorities for them at the moment. I think we might be able to get someone on at some point, and if they are watching now, and I know they do, then feel free. I'd love to get somebody on, even if it's even if we can pre-screen some questions. It'd be great to get an eBay rep to come on a Monday show, because all of us operate on eBay, and it would be lovely to have some genuine answers to questions from people. And it definitely would not. It would not be a witch hunt or anything like that, because at the end of the day, eBay is my main income, and it's, for most of you, it's your main income. But it'd be great to get some honest questions answered on a Monday Live. And I'm not ruling it out. I don't think I've had a definite no from them, but I'm gonna keep pushing until I get an answer. If you're watching, I'm gonna keep asking. I say that with a wry smile, giving a false number. Horrible. Phil always seems to get sales when we're on live. Richard says, as sellers, we all sold items on eBay, so why does anyone pay for promoted listings I don't use? What would eBay do if everyone stopped? Yeah. Well, their algorithm must work out an order of showing listings when there's multiple that come up that are the same or similar. So they must give preference. What would happen if you didn't pay? This is what I would assume would happen if you didn't pay for promoted listings. If you searched for, say, PS5 game, FIFA 23, there's going to be hundreds of those in the results. And if you're not paying, if no one pays promoted, then eBay are going to put it in an order which its algorithm says is logical, and that will probably be based on things like, your item specifics, have they been all filled out? Your scan barcode scanner, has that been filled out? Maybe what kind of store you own. You know, if you've got a top level store, you're probably going to appear higher in listings than if you have a basic store. There's going to be all those kind of things, you know. How many pictures are on your listing? That might have a factor. If you've only got one picture and someone's got 12, that could affect. So if you don't pay, it boils down to how good you are at listing an item. That's what I would assume would happen. Let's have a scan down the chat. Let's see if I can get down to the bottom again. Vinted are all over Hollyoaks. Oh, right. I don't know. I don't watch Hollyoaks. I'm not 10. Oh, sorry. Bell watches it. I did see that comment. Dwayne, welcome to you. Good afternoon. We've got 68 in the chat right now. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up at some point before you leave. You would be policed first, like they did with Nick and Andrea. Maybe. We did report it, but can't do anything. Yes, we're insured. Pay first 150. I did kick it off. Don't blame you. I would as well. Hi, Jeff. Welcome. Better late than never, I guess. Here I was thinking you were a loyal viewer. Yeah, just do what works for you, Richard, at the end of the day. Some of us promote, some of us don't. At the end of the day, when you're actually listing, if you are promoting or you're not promoting, you don't really know whether it's helping to do either promote or not promote. Because for all you know, Richard, if you were to pay 5%, 6%, maybe you make more sales. But you don't know that, because when you do promote and some sales come in, you don't really know if it would have happened anyway without promoting. It's random chaos, and we're probably all paying far too much money. But who knows? I was going to say something, and then I just thought, I don't even know. I'm going down a hole. Oh, Dwayne says, cheers for the advice. I think Damien gave the best piece of advice, because he gave the number that you need to hit to make it worthwhile. So I think it was Damien. He's always got that number, so I know it's probably him. Oh. I don't promote, but use the external sharing on eBay. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. The social sharing. Most of my items are not in a flooded market. Well, that's fine then. Hi, Z. Welcome. You're all right. We've got 10 minutes left. 10 minutes to go. Damien says, I've started not promoting new listings for the first day, just relying on newly listed search. Been saving me a bit of money there. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Damien. I've done that in the past. There is an option when you promote, depending on which one. There's 3 versions of promoted, isn't there? Right. If you choose the first one, which is just, I think, bulk promoting, if you choose that one, when you promote everything using the bulk, but then when you start listing new items, you can toggle on and off whether you want that new item to be promoted or not as part of the campaign. But if you choose the last option of promoted, which is automated, if you choose that, when you promote everything from the start of your campaign, then when you list something, it goes straight into that promoted automated listing thing, goes straight promoted, and you can't toggle it on and off on the app. I don't know about desktop because I don't use it, but on the app, if you use the third option, you can't toggle it on and off. If you use the first option, you can toggle it on and off. That's worth knowing, just in case anyone didn't know. Because sometimes I use that first option and then I do a bit like you do, Damien. And when something goes up newly listed, it might spend like a week without being promoted. And then when I redo the promoted listing campaign, it will then get included with the campaign. And you start again a week later. That probably made no sense to anybody. 770, that was it, yeah. Yeah, it's random. eBay could say it came from a promoted sale, but did it really? They could just pick and choose. They could do. I don't think they can pick and choose, though, Dwayne, to be honest with you. I think if you think that of the numbers involved in the number of listings, the number of items that sell, the number of people that are promoting their listings, and the number of people that are not, we're talking millions. So it's not like eBay. There's not like a little chap can sit on the end of a computer in eBay Richmond or whatever the headquarters is and start picking out listings that they want to just earn an extra few quid on. It's all automatic. It's all computer monitored. And if they can say that there's some link to somebody viewing your item via a promoted listing link and then buying it even up to a month later, they'll take the promoted listing fee for doing that. But it's all computer monitored. So, yeah, there's no way that anything else can happen. Probably mistakes can be made, but we all know that. But at the end of the day, it's if you promote, you promote. The way I see it, I would rather get a few extra quid promoting and pay a few extra pounds in in fees. But we never know. We never truly know if it's really helping because we ain't got a crystal ball to be able to see what would happen if you didn't or you did. Tam and Bell said we have around 590 listed at the moment. I think I can expand to between 800 and 1,000. Advice on if I should keep pushing on and upgrade the shop or stay around 600 with the smaller shop. If I was you, if you think you can get to 800 to 1,000, I'd go for it. More listed equals more sales. And I would upgrade the shop at that point as well. A bit like what Damien said, when you get to 770 now, 770 listings is a magic number for you to go up to the middle store. So you're not a million miles away from it now at 590. So you only need a few more and you'll be at that. If you want to sell more stuff, list more stuff. I do exactly what Chris does. Me and you do very similar things, Derek, don't we? Z says some stuff simply does not need it. It's worth keeping an eye on views and watchers when you first list something, as sometimes it's items sell themselves. Yeah. Damien said I created a new shop category called newly listed, which is excluded from the promoted campaign. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I list everything under that, then go in and edit the category a day later, counts as activity as well. That's an interesting idea, having a newly listed category. You could do it the other way, though, as well. You could also use option number 1 on the promoted listings, which would allow you to toggle promoted on and off instead of it being automated. But yeah, it's an interesting way of doing it. I quite like it. I quite like the logic behind it. Married to Reselling said we caught eBay out, got charged for a promoted listing for an item that wasn't promoted. We proved it and eBay paid us back. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I mean, mistakes happen, don't they? And computers get it wrong. At least you got it back. But I'll tell you what, I don't monitor mine. Bloody hell. I mean, to be fair, I pretty much promote almost everything, if not everything. I mean, right now, my store, everything is promoted. So, you know, I just trust that things are going right. And there's probably a few things that aren't, that get through the net. Yeah. Again, Derek, I'm like you. Again, I just don't check. Oh, Groot's in. Yeah, I've got Groot beer again. There you go. Derek said, get as much on as you can, Tam. Richard says, my promotions have been switched off for almost 2 months. Sales up 20% according to eBay. Only ever did 2% when I did promote. Yeah. Well, in my opinion, 2% is not really worth doing anyway. In my opinion and my experience of, I've done so much messing about with promoted listings, like doing it when it used to be 1%. So I'd do 1% and then I'd change it to 10%, or I'd do 5%, or I'd do eBay recommended percentages. Done so much of that messing about. What I always found was that the bare minimum 1% or 2%, which it is now, you might as well not bother with it. Sorry, I'll just pause that. At what time are we on? We're nearly there, actually. We're nearly at the hour, aren't we? Just go for it, Tam. Yeah. Go for it. If you think you can get that listed and you've got the room to store it and everything, then why not? The best thing to do, because the benefits and that have changed recently, Dwayne. So the best thing to do is just go on eBay's help side, and you can compare the 3 different stores. You get different benefits and allocations for each one. Best is to go and have a look, because things have changed recently. I wouldn't want to give the incorrect information. It's a good conversion rate though, Richard. Yeah, I think mine's about 1%. But I do also think your conversion rate is badly affected when you promote listings heavily, because what happens is you get a lot more eyes on your products, on your items, your listings, but you also get a lot more people not buying them. You know, whereas if you didn't promote, you might get 10 people view your item and 1 person buys it. But when you promote, you might get 200 people look at your item because you promoted it to get that 1 person buy it. So it makes the conversion rate very, very small when you promote heavily. So that's probably why you're getting a really good conversion rate, or much better than what you were probably getting before. What's your thoughts on people being a private seller? You can still put returns on it, but also get perks of reduced fees. Well, really, if you're a business, you should be a business seller. That's my thoughts. But everyone does their own. I'm not going to tell somebody else what to do. If somebody wants to be listed as a private seller when they're actually a business, then that's on their own. That's on their own head, really. You know, I'm I'm not really interested in anyone's business other than my own. So, yeah. Phil says, I build promoted cost into my pricing strategy. Then if I get an organic sale, it's a bonus. Oh, that's a good way of thinking about it, Phil, yeah. Dwayne says, I upgraded from private to basic on the 15th of May. When would be the best time to change to the middle shop now so I don't lose money? I'm not sure when, like timing-wise. It all gets prorated anyway. So if you were to upgrade partway through a month, it would just charge you the appropriate amount for the rest of the month. So I don't think it matters. You're probably overthinking it, Dwayne. You know, if you're already over the number for listings for the middle store, I'd just upgrade to the middle store, get it done straight away. That's just my opinion anyway. Yeah, we get loads, Jeff. Absolutely loads. And most of the time, when a number rings me, like that one just rung me then, that looked like a spam. When someone rings me, I just answer it, and I just wait a second. I don't speak. I wait for them to speak to me. Because most of the time it's automated and someone just hangs up straight away. Cheers, Lin. Hope doggy's all right. Thanks, Peter. It's 770 now, Richard. Damo put it in the chat before. 770 is the magic number now. Right, we're going to call it a day, guys, because I've got some stuff to get listed this afternoon. I've got work to do. Don't forget, if you like movies, I think movie chats are on tonight at 7:15. The two Steves. You can always catch up with them. Yeah, personally, Dwayne, I would just do it. If you're already over the number, it doesn't matter that you upgraded only like 2 weeks ago. Just upgrade. It will prorata. It will work itself out as to whether you owe and how much you owe. You know, it won't just forget the next 2 weeks that you've already paid for on the basic. You know what I mean? It will sort itself out. Yeah, I'm the same, Derek. Right, we are done. What's coming up on the channel? Saturday morning, we've got a new video out, car boot sale video as normal. And Monday night is our Monday night to Reseller World show, live show, me and Belle. That is if she's not on late. I think we should be okay next week. 8 p.m. on Monday night. So if you want to be in the duck race on Monday night, you need to go and comment on the last Monday show, the Monday just gone. Go and make a comment on that. That will gain you entry into the duck race this Monday coming. Other than that, we're all done for today. Thanks for joining and thanks for all your chit chat. It's always good to talk. And we'll see you soon. See you, everyone. Take care. Thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you want to catch up on another one of my videos, you can try one like this or one like this. They're both good ones. Give it a go, or you can subscribe by pressing this button here. There you go. See you later.